Hi and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave and this is episode 1757 and today's date is January 4th, 2019, and the title of the episode is It Has Begun, the Push is On, Timing is Everything. Now, before we get started, have you seen what the stocks have done over the holidays? They've tanked. If you had a fund of 100,000 in the S&P 500 at the end of September, you'd only have 79,350 left now. Had you put your money into gold, your 100,000 would be worth 108,325 over the same period. Whenever stocks are falling, precious metals, especially gold, start to rise. Take a look at these charts. Look at stocks with the S&P 500, look at gold, and you can see the difference. Need I say more? You know what to do. Call Noble Gold Investments at 877-646-5347 or click the link below to receive the free gold and silver investment guide. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, something very interesting happened the other day, and it has to do with the Fed, and it has to do with auditing the Fed. And we're going to be talking about this in just a bit, because this is all part of the same plan. The plan is to put all the pieces in places, get people in the right positions, get everything set up for what is coming. Everything is being done absolutely on purpose. This is not a coincidence. What we're seeing is everything happening real time. And this is all part of the plan. Now, when we look at the economy, again, this is part of the plan, where the BLS is reporting that jobs are just incredible right now. The U.S. added a whopping 312,000 jobs, far above the 184,000 expected. Think about this for a second. What was the BLS doing the entire time from 2008 to right now? Actually, before President Trump came into office. They were manipulating the data. What were they doing before 2008? They were manipulating the data, but not the way they were after 2008. They really changed their calculations. They had to. They had to do it because, again, America is changing. It was being prepped for something completely different. What is Trump doing right now? He's using everything the central banks, the deep state, have been using for a very long time against them. This is part of the plan. This is all part of the plan. And if we look at these numbers, everything looks fantastic. Actually, when you look during Obama's reign, they made it look fantastic. Now, what's very interesting about all this is that Trump's numbers are much, much better than Obama's numbers. Now, the mainstream media is out there, and they're trying to counter what he's doing, where he's saying the job outlook is fantastic, wages are going up, everything looks great in the economy, the stock market, incredible. And if you notice, the stock market has been going up once again. Not by 20 points, not by 50 points, by hundreds and hundreds of points, or sometimes thousands of points. Remember, Trump has the magic wand. The Patriots are in full control. And this is all being done on purpose. This is all part of the plan. Think about what is happening right now. The mainstream media is out there, and they're telling the world we are headed into a recession. Everything looks bad. Everything looks terrible. Trump, on the other hand, is out there telling everyone, look how great the economy is. The unemployment numbers, fantastic. More people working today than ever before. Look at our GDP numbers, incredible. Look at the stock market. Yes, it's been bobbing up and down, but mostly it's been going up since he's been president. And Trump tweeted out, and this is in all caps, great job numbers just announced. We even have White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow out there. He's saying that there is no recession in sight. Doesn't this sound familiar? Doesn't this sound just like the Fed? Think about it for a second. He was on Bloomberg TV, and he was talking about what has been going on, and he was saying there is no recession in sight. We heard this before. We heard it back during Bernanke's period of time, where he said they are not forecasting a recession. The same year, there was a recession. What is Trump doing? He's convincing everyone that the economy is doing fantastically. The mainstream media, on the other hand, is trying to show how bad the economy is. They're trying to figure out a way to blame this on Trump, and they're using fear to do this. Now, we look at the automobile industry yesterday, and we know how that's all completely manipulated, and car sales have been dropping. We look at GM US sales, they've been dropping. We look at Ford US sales, they've been dropping. We look at other automobile manufacturers like Toyota, they've been falling. Mercedes falling, BMW falling, or I should say declining. They're all declining. Why? Why is everything declining? Why is the housing market in a gigantic bubble? This was all one gigantic illusion. Now, Trump is controlling the narrative. He has the magic wand. He can control everything. The mainstream media, on the other hand, is using fear that the economy is going to fall apart. Now, yes, the economy is going to fall apart. Trump knows this. The patriots know this. But the point of this is that they need to control the narrative. So when the system does come down, the right group or groups are to blame. That's exactly what's going on right now. Now, Bards of War tweeted out a thread. Think logically. The greatest emotional trigger for fear is financial collapse. Most people know and feel that things aren't adding up. Change is coming. Economic change. Ready for another rabbit hole? Here we go. And then he explains what he believes is happening right now. But yes, financial collapse is one of the biggest things that wakes people up. Why? Because it hits their wallets. It hits their bank account. It hits everything that they've been working for. And when people hear recession or depression or financial collapse, they start to get worried. They start to get scared. Now, the whole point of the mainstream media is to scare the people and to make them try to think that it's Trump who's doing it. But they're having a very difficult time convincing the public because Trump has been using their manipulation methods to put out the word that jobs are great, GDP is great, stock market is great. And this is being done on purpose because eventually what's going to happen, he's going to be pointing the finger at the Fed and another group, which he mentioned today, which we'll get into in just a minute. But I just want to mention something very, very positive today. Representative Thomas Massie, he reintroduced his bipartisan bill to audit the Federal Reserve. It's official. Now, is it going to move anywhere in the House? Is it going to end up in the Senate and Trump's going to sign it? Not right now. But remember, timing is everything. Where will this bill be? It will be in the House, waiting for that event. Think about the deep state. Think about what they've done in the past. They introduce bills, they get everything prepared, and then they have the event. Now, the event I'm talking about, it's not to hurt the American people. It's to help the American people. It's to destroy the central bank, destroy the deep state, and get the people looking in the right direction. That's what this is all about. This is not about a 4-year president term. This is not about, oh, let's just arrest these people and then be done with it. This is about changing everything that we know about. Everything that we've been taught since the very, very beginning when the central bank came in. This is about undoing all of this. And he just can't come out and say, I'm just going to sign this executive order or this bill and we're going to get rid of the Fed, because a lot of people wouldn't understand that. Now, what's very interesting, and I still believe that Powell is still working with Trump. Now, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said that he would not resign if Trump were to ask him to. Do I think Trump is going to ask him to resign? No. Is he going to continually criticize Powell? Yes. But look what happened. Powell says, okay, he's flexible on interest rates. He'll look at the economy, he'll see what's happening, and he calmed down all the other Fed presidents, because we know that Kaplan and many others were out there saying, we need to stop the interest rates. We need to stop this because people are starting to realize that it is us that is causing the problems in the economy. So we need to stop this. So Jerome Powell came out and said, listen, we're going to take a look and be very flexible on the interest rates. Now, what does this really mean? Will he raise the rates or won't he raise the rates? I do believe that they're going to continue to do it. Do I think they need to go that much further? No, I think this economy is built on such a big illusion that this thing is like a house of cards where it's all ready to come crashing down. Now, can Trump with the magic wand make it look like we're never in a recession? Of course he can. It's very easy to do so. He can keep the market up. Remember, since 2008, the Federal Reserve, the deep state, they have taken control over the free market. They have controlled everything since then. Trump knows this. That's the magic wand. He knows how to keep the system operational. The whole economy can be falling apart, which it is, but he can make everyone believe, just like the deep state and the central bank has done, make them believe that the economy is still operational. Now, Trump came out and he tweeted out the following. As I've stated many times, if the Democrats take over the House or Senate, there will be disruption to the financial markets. We won the Senate, they won the House. Things will settle down. They only want to impeach me because they know they can't win in 2020. Too much success. Now, he's already blaming the Democrats for the market bobbing up and down. He's already blaming the Fed on the market as it continually declines when they raise rates. So every time that happens, he says it's the Fed's fault. And now he's blaming the Democrats. He's trying to control, well, he's not trying, he is controlling the narrative by continually repeating this on Twitter and everywhere else. The financial news outlets, they're picking this up. They're running it. They could be making fun of it. It really doesn't matter because the information is out there. Now, every time people see the markets go down, where do they look? They look at the Fed and they say, they raised the rates, the markets went down. Think about this for a second. If the Fed doesn't raise rates in the beginning of the year and the market stays up, Trump is proven right. If the Fed raises rates in the beginning of the year, of this year, and the market goes down, Trump is proven right. He's controlling the entire narrative. And we've been following all of this for quite a while. We know the plan from Q is to completely restructure the Federal Reserve. We know that gold is going to bring down the Fed. Q has told us they know the plan of the Fed. Remember, inside the Fed, there are good guys and bad guys. There are certain people that don't want the Fed to exist anymore. They know what it is. And then we have others that love the central banking system. They're part of the Rothschild system. They don't want this ever to go away. Actually, they wanted it transferred someplace else, and they wanted to continue this. This is why the central banks today are so afraid of governments attacking their independence. The central bank never wants to be controlled by the governments or the people. They want to control the government and the people. Because if the governments take control of the private Western central bank in their country, the Rothschilds and all the rest of deep state, they lose all their power. Think about Russia for a sec. Putin took control of the private Western central bank. He controls it. If you notice, Russia has very little debt, hardly any. The Rothschilds cannot control what Putin is doing. They can't control him through debt. It doesn't work. This is why Putin has become the enemy. This is why Iran has become the enemy. Any country that goes against the central bank system becomes the enemy of the Rothschilds, of the deep state, of all the players. Why do you think they don't like Trump? You think it's because he's a racist? Do you think it's because he's a womanizer? No, those were made up. They don't like him because, first of all, he knows everything. The patriots in office know everything. And they know that he's already found out, because he's in office, what the economy is like, what the central bank has been doing, what the deep state players have been doing. They know everything. And they know his plan is to reset everything. And if he resets everything, guess what? A lot of the politicians that we see in office right now, they'll be gone. Everything will be wiped clean. A brand new power structure will be created without the central bank, without the deep state. And they don't want this. This is what they're afraid of. And this is why they want him out of office as soon as possible. But it's not going to work. And we're going to discuss that in the next report. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.